Okay, welcome back, beautiful people of the podcasting world and universe. My name is Frankie Rodriguez, and this is Los Tres Amigos podcast. Three amigos, for those of you who don't understand Spanish, and that's okay. You're not cultured. We won't blame you. This is America. If you're not from America, thank you for listening. We love you. Bonjour. Chris, I don't know if you know any other language to say hello in. By all means, say hello.
If you're not from America, bonjour. Or I guess if you're also not from France, then
Konnichiwa.
konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. There
Yes,
we
there
go.
it is.
There
There
it
it
is.
is.
Yes, it's the Three Amigos podcast, and it's just two for three, two out of three, of the Three Amigos. And can't make it right now. He's at a show. Hopefully, he did great. Hopefully, he killed it out there. He is a comedian. That's his next part-time job, future full-time job. Hopefully, future successful comedian. Wishing you the best, buddy. Wish you were here. But yes, we are here today, and we're talking about something really important, dear to our hearts, and something that tends to go well with our listeners and our analytics on YouTube. Pokemon.
Yes,
Pokemon.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Our analytics guy, Christopher Langsdorff here, could tell you all about it. But right now, we're just gonna jump into our childhood memories and talk about Pokemon. Yes, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet got a new video, uh, or yeah, like basically a Nintendo Direct. It was a Nintendo Direct style Pokemon Direct, whatever you want to call it. Uh,
Yeah.
a video just telling us about the future of Pokemon. Talked about a few things that we don't really care about. Pokemon Go, I occasionally play. They talked about some things for that, but obviously they saved the best for last, which was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Back to the colors, as we've noted before, and boy, did it drop a big one on us. And
Yeah, it was like half the presentation. It was like a 20-minute presentation.
yeah, why don't
For
you tell us more about it, Chris?
Yeah, they talked about a few different games, but then obviously the thing we were all looking forward to is Scarlet Violet.
Yeah,
And to their credit, like they knew that and they gave us, I think I like when I was scrubbing through the video, it's like 11 of the 19 minutes was for Scarlet and Violet,
good. They kept
which
it
is
relatively short too, 20 minutes. Great, really good. Well
yeah,
done on their end.
yeah, really cool. They showed off a lot of uh, really, I mean, I try not to get like too overhyped with Pokemon because that can sometimes lead to disappointment, but I'm also more of a casual fan of Pokemon, so I've never like played a game and been like, this sucks, like the fan quote unquote fan base of Pokemon that claims to enjoy it.
Right.
But based on everything we saw, I think, you and me and Anthony had the same reaction of like, this looks incredible.
Oh,
Like
so good.
I almost can't believe that we're getting a game like this,
Right?
like it just, yeah, for right now, based on what they showed us in that video, I have like no notes. I thought they were just hitting on every single thing. And so, like, to get into a couple of the things that because every time they drop a video, they also include a news dump after that.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
lots of articles on their website, the official
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet Violet Pokemon.com
Mm-hmm.
website. And there's a lot to dive into here, man, because they gave us so much awesome information. We got the name of the region, which is Paldea. The Rotom phone's coming back. I guess we'll start with the thing that everybody likes to complain about with Pokemon. It's the graphics. What did you
Yeah.
think? What did you think?
The graphics, honestly, okay, so it's weird to me. I'm so you and so do you and all of us, I feel like, but mainly our collective three in terms of me, you, and Ant. Like we don't care so much about graphics, and we know that graphically these games aren't the best, except for Pokemon Sword and Shield. I thought was out of this world, and then it only got, in my opinion, got better from there, especially with like Let's Go Pikachu wasn't honestly it was really good. The cutscenes were phenomenal.
Yeah, some of
Uh
those that Cubone cutscene is like iconic.
Dude, the
That's
legendary, like seeing the legendary birds, like
yeah,
wow, that was something. And I wish it was more throughout the game, but
yeah.
that's fine. And then um I'm still playing through Legends of Arceus. Yes, I finally got it. My then fiance, now my wife,
That's how
got it for
long
me.
you've been playing the
I
game.
know, right? I've been playing long enough that my fiance is now my wife. Um,
Wait, did you beat Arceus?
no, not yet, not yet.
Okay.
I got distracted. I
How,
kind of got overwhelmed, and to me, it's a
yeah.
little bit repetitive, but I still have fun with it. Um,
I
I,
took a pretty long break
you
during
did.
my
This is true.
playthrough, so I understand the repetitiveness. I will say, I don't know how far you got. The story is what pulled me back in.
So
'Cause,
that's why I kept playing. Like, I feel like
yeah,
I played longer than you. I got to the Avalog um
okay.
protector
Yeah, the
and
boss fight. Yeah.
yeah, I that one was actually probably I thought it was actually pretty easy, but then I kept screwing up. So
Good for you, because I lost on that shit like 5 times in a row.
really, I
I should have included that in our rage quit episode because
oh word,
I,
some of
I
these were
almost you know what, it's like the input lag from a Nintendo Switch controller,
yes,
and like the
yes,
game's running at 12 FPS with all that shit happening on the
yeah.
screen. But like I was I was starting to get mad, not because uh I hate to say this, it's like not because I was bad, but it was just because like the performance was so frustrating for that, so much happening that like yeah. Uh so you dude, you're not even close.
Yeah,
To
so
the
I'm not close.
Avalug is like where everything starts.
Yeah, I
Like
got kicked
you're
out already. Oh
yeah.
wait, so yeah, I'm
Oh
actually
yeah,
way
yeah.
past that. I'm way past
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm oh yeah, I beat the protectors of the lake. Anyways, this is not gonna turn into Arceus. I've gotten pretty far, but I took a break
uh
because like I
yeah.
in a way I got a little overwhelmed and I don't know, I miss multiplayer gaming. I didn't want to not I didn't want to ignore my buddies, my online buddies, and that's
Course,
okay.
of course. Graphically, you enjoyed. I thought Legends Arceus looked really good.
Oh, it's
For
very
the art
pretty.
style they were,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
for the
no,
art style they
I
were going
think
for.
it's in a way it's different enough
Yeah.
stylistically and obviously gameplay wise than any other Pokemon game. Obviously, controller. If you say it's anything similar to any other Pokemon game, you're on crack or something.
Yeah.
Which there's
Well,
no.
most of the
Yeah,
Pokemon fan base just hates Pokemon.
yeah, I
They
guess
talk
so.
about graphics as if that's like as if Pokemon games used to look amazing.
Man,
That's what I'm like, what are you talking about,
the trees
graphics?
were better in Gen 1 than they are now. All right,
Oh
buddy. The
man.
fucking trees.
It's funny though because when Pokemon Snap or the new Pokemon Snap came out, that was a big talking point. Was like, and rightfully so, because that game is undisputed the best looking Pokemon game I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Now, part of that is because they didn't really. It's not a game really. It's a
Hmm.
photo mode simulator. Like
True,
you're
true.
not walking around. They're not generating, 800 different animations, like, for like attacks and whatnot.
It's a
There's
slow-paced
sort,
game too.
yeah, like there's sort of a story, but the whole game you could probably beat it within like several hours. I know they added
Probably.
DLC later, but graphically, that game was gorgeous.
Yes, I
And
saw the gameplay. I saw the video. I'm like, this is actually might be really cleaner than any other Pokemon game. But,
yeah,
but
yeah,
this new game, I can't lie. I'm noticing some upgrades.
yeah,
Especially with like the AI and the NPCs.
yes,
Like, there's
yes.
something clean about it that
Did you see the opening of the trailer when it opens on this field and there's like these Arcanines?
yes,
They
yes,
look
yes.
incredible.
They you got to give props. I know you whatever you want to say about Nintendo and Game Freak, but they know how to make a gameplay trailer and they know how to pull you in.
Yeah,
That was a great
those
opening shot.
and
Amazing, well done.
yeah,
Applause everywhere.
it's funny because for like we said, we don't really care about graphics too much, but so to me, this really just feels like a bonus.
Yes,
That like the
absolutely.
game, like
Absolutely.
yeah, like the game itself, like everything they're talking about doing, which we'll get into in a little bit,
Hmm.
that all seems like it's going to be awesome. And so the fact that the game is potentially is looking like it might be one of the best looking games on the Switch, to be completely honest.
I
Like,
mean, not a big threshold to
yeah,
cross, but not a
like
big
based on what they've showed off, and like some of Pokemon's shortcomings come from like an actual technical standpoint of like,
sure.
some screen tearing, some potential like things, bugs that they just never iron out, and they don't really update Pokemon games that often. So
No, you're right.
what
That's
you
a good point.
get is sort of like that's the game,
Hmm.
because their development cycle is just so crazy.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
so to me, like when I saw the way this game looks, especially like I thought it looked good in the early trailers, and now seeing like 3 months out from launch, it looks
Hmm.
like I think it looks incredible. And to me, that's
Yeah.
house money. I'm like, I was gonna play it anyway.
Right.
Like I remember playing Pokemon games. Like we're old. We played them when they were one color, the whole
Right.
game.
Exactly. One or two colors, three colors if you were lucky.
Yeah. When Pokemon Yellow came out and the towns changed color, that was massive for us. We were, holy shit, the whole game isn't blue. Oh my God, this is amazing. So yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but to me, this is house money. This game looks beautiful. Graphically looks beautiful.
It's a very beautiful game. I can't deny it. It like again I went like it's hard to explain. I maybe I was looking for it, but at the same time I know I wasn't because I just wanted to see the new Pokemon. What Pokemon? I just was focused on what Pokemon were going to be in there, what new Pokemon, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
And then it just so happened like, wait, hold up. This looks clean, and I guess we can just kind of jump into it now. With your permission, like when
for
they showed
sure.
those legendaries
Dude,
and I saw them moving like that's
man.
clean. That's clean.
Let's get let's get one thing out of the way.
Okay.
Whatever the past legendary's name is,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't use the wheels, and that's disappointing. I don't understand
I
it.
thought oh, you're right. I think it runs on all fours,
It
right?
runs on all fours, and I don't I don't know what to think about that because the other one instantly looks cooler
I
because
know.
you're riding a motorcycle. Like you're riding some futuristic
And
motorcycle.
it's
But
weird though, because it's a Pokemon. It's a living, breathing thing.
I know it's
It's an
like a
animal.
robot. Like but yeah, but aside from that, dude, I think these are like potentially the two of one generation. These might be the two coolest designs they've ever done.
This is a
Like,
very innovative, very ambitious design, I'm gonna say, honestly. I'm willing to say this is the most ambitious design. It could be even
yeah,
more ambitious as time goes by, but as far as right now, today, to this day, and in the future, it's the most
yeah.
ambitious design they've ever created.
It's the first time that I think I like them equally. Like I
Hmm.
don't like thinking back to like I always liked Lugia more than Ho-Oh.
Hmm.
I always liked Groudon more than Kyogre.
Hmm.
Um, you know, keep going on through all the games. Usually there's one
Yeah.
legendary that's why you buy the game, right? Like typically, unless
Yeah.
the version exclusives are so crazy um unbalanced that you're like, I have to get this one game.
Right.
But usually, I based Sword and Shield on the fact that one of the legendaries was a dog with a sword in its mouth. I was like, that's awesome. Like, I want that one.
I know.
But
I've said this before, but I'll go for the coolest design.
yeah, yeah.
And when it came to coolest design, I wanted the shield one, but I wanted the sword for the exclusives. So that's why I
Mm,
chose sword at the end.
oh yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, like you said, these are ambitious. I think they nailed it. And on that note, they showed a couple of new Pokemon.
Yes.
We got a really adorable Pokemon made of dough called Fido,
Oh my God, they
which
really did
is
that.
just, I mean, I thought Lechonk was like gonna take the crown, but
We definitely didn't talk about that. Yep. Yep.
there was also there was another one, I forget the name, but it was like some like ice, like had a bunch of spikes around it. I
Hmm.
thought that thing looked fucking sick. Give me more cool looking ice Pokemon because
For
that
sure.
type has just been ignored for years. Uh,
It's true.
I did want to say that I'm trying to find it on the website, but based on what I've been hearing, this is going to be a pretty big Pokedex. Um, it's not going to be
Really,
everything. It's not going to
I
be
heard
all
the opposite.
900 and it's not going to be all 900 and
Well,
whatever.
right.
But allegedly, and there's leaks out there that Frankie and I have stayed away from. So if the actual number is out there, we do not know what it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe you heard otherwise, but last I heard, they said it's gonna be pretty big. It's gonna be
Have
pretty big.
you stayed away from the Pokemon leaks?
Yeah, I don't know anything about these games that Game Freak has not told us.
Okay, so you
So
haven't
yeah,
tried to like take a peek at the final evolutions?
no, I probably will when the games come out, just because I like to know what I'm getting. But I kind of like to see those evolutions happen, and yeah, I don't know. I tend to stay away from Pokemon leaks.
Okay,
I'm
fair
still
enough.
a little kid at heart. Like I don't want to have stuff spoiled for me. I still get very excited for new Pokemon games. Yeah, so
Okay.
I've stayed away. There's apparently a lot of leaks out there.
So many leaks apparently.
Yeah, yeah. I guess we should. One of the things we should touch on. I mean, there's a lot, so
Mhm.
maybe we'll just end up doing multiple episodes. But we got to talk about this map.
Dude,
Uh,
you sent that, and I didn't even realize how big the map was until once you sent it. Because I don't think did they show it in the trailer? I don't think they did.
no, this
No.
is the first time they revealed like. I mean, this looks like the old like fan made drawings of every region put together,
Okay.
and they're like, why can't we get this in one game?
Hmm.
And it's like because then they would have to start doing that for every single game they made. That's why. But this map is like this looks like their attempt at being like this is going to be the biggest project we've ever attempted. Like
Right.
from a from a far away, this map is very pulled back. It's the whole region. But when you start to zoom in, these
Hmm.
areas are massive. It's like I don't even know, like 8 wild areas. Like
Right.
it's like what did Arceus have? 4? So this is like twice as much.
Mm.
And Arceus, aside from the fact that you had to keep going back, to the village and then go out, that game was huge. Like if they took that out, which is what they're doing in this game,
Right.
you're really gonna see how fucking gigantic this map is, which is exciting. And they showed, that you can fly around on your legendary. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to do that like on a fly on a legendary since Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire.
Mm.
So it's I did want to mention a couple things that I'm not sure if you were aware of, features that are coming back because a lot of these games are starting to feel like they're finally taking all of these great ideas that were in separate games and they're putting them together. One of them obviously being it's a giant free roam game with a insanely large map.
Hmm.
But you can have like in Legend Arceus, you can take your Pokemon out of the Pokeballs and have them all standing around.
Yes.
That is coming back. So you're gonna be able to do that. I just thought that was cool for like taking photos with all your Pokemon. I liked that feature a lot. They're also bringing back follow Pokemon. So everybody's gonna be able to have one Pokemon follow them around.
Hmm.
Uh, that's a feature that hopefully they implemented better than they did in the Sword and Shield DLC because it was terrible in that. Um, so that's pretty exciting.
For
But I
sure.
guess, what do you think of the new battle mechanic?
The battle mechanic, I gotta say, is like really, really good. Like in terms of like, well, it seems to be the same in my opinion. I know there's a controversial topic that I know we'll touch upon maybe tonight, if not later on.
Yeah, I was referring to this terrestrial
Okay,
form.
so okay, if that's what it is. So then let's
Yeah,
let's let's talk about that, which
yeah,
is okay. So it's interesting. It's my only real gripe, and I know you said at the beginning like there's no real gripes, but I know this is a gripe for you. It I'm not a fan overall. I'm not a huge fan at all of this. It could be I'm interested to know what went behind this design and this choice. I thought
yeah,
they could bring back some old things or some current things, if you want to say current, like Gigantamax. Um, but this terrestrial or
yeah.
terraforming,
It's a
basically,
terrible name. Terrible name.
it's not a good name. It's not the best name.
I understand what
Yeah,
they're going for, but I mean, I mentioned this to you. It sounds like like you're sterilizing Pokemon. Like
yeah.
it's called terastalize, which I don't know what that translates to in Japanese. So obviously it doesn't sound like sterilize in Japanese, but uh I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Every gen gets their own battle mechanic. The only time they repeated the mechanic was Mega Evolutions were so popular that they put them into X. They were in X and Y. Then they put them into Omega and Alpha Sapphire and Ruby. And
Mhm.
then they put them into Let's Go. and then they took them out, and they're not bringing them back ever again.
Right.
So then we had Dynamax, which at first I hated, and then
Hmm.
I ended up liking it.
Same,
Uh,
same, same.
Especially the giant forms. I know you and me fell in love with Gigantamax Charizard.
Ugh.
Such a cool
And
design, you
that
know?
and Machamp are incredibly beautiful. Like they're
Yeah,
just awesome.
yeah.
I just feel like they should. I know it's hard, but they should definitely do more. Keep releasing new Gigantamax versions of Pokemon, but
Yeah. Um,
whatever.
yeah, what was your first reaction? I'm curious to seeing this, reveal of the
Okay,
terastallizing.
at first I was like, okay, this is interesting, this is cool, and as it went on, I'm like, nope, not hitting me. And I want to just clarify, like in terms of like, as you said pointed out, like it went like one ear through went in through one ear and out through the other. Like I do, but I still recognize what I said. I do mean that I do like the gameplay style and the
Mhm,
battle mechanics essentially for
mhm.
Pokemon because you typically they're the same. And if it's anywhere near at least to Arceus, I'll be very happy. But if it's still anything just compared to at least Sword and Shield, that's okay too, because I had
Oh,
fun with that. But that being said, uh they kept pretty much the idea of Gigantamax by doing raid battles essentially, but I don't
mhm.
know if they actually used the word raid. I already forgot. Um,
Yeah,
and
undetermined
undetermined.
so far. Yeah, we don't know
I'm
yet.
assuming, them being who they are, they try to be original. So like, or try to change the names for things because obviously Mega Evolutions were not a thing in Gen 8.
I will step in just to say the way that the max raids worked in the wild area in
Hmm.
Gen 8 with like a giant beam of light coming from the
Hmm.
thing, from the den, that's gonna be the same. So, based on what they have
Right.
on the
I noticed that.
website,
I definitely noticed that.
yeah, there's gonna be like a crystal and it's gonna have a certain like type color, and then I
Yeah.
guess that there'll be some sort of light that
But I'm sure the
identifies,
name's gonna change and be referred to something. It might not even be called a raid. It's gonna be like a party
hmm
or something. So
yeah.
or excavation
Something
party.
that rhymes with
Oh my
terastallized.
God. If they can figure that out, I will gladly just voluntarily just love this new idea. But look, I would be lying if I didn't say I didn't like this. I don't like this really too much. I'm sure I
Mhm.
might wind up liking it, and I'm gonna try to want to get a shiny crystallized Dragonite. And then like you're I'm usually the optimist, but you were the more optimist. Like this gives us an opportunity to get our childhood dream of having what you said, a Crystal Onyx. And I'm like,
Yes.
okay. So now see that's fine. And then we could like a diamond or crystal Sandshrew Sandslash. That'd be kind of cool. Those anything
Oh,
ground related, I'll be very happy. Like a
yeah,
fucking crystallized Nido King. Okay,
yeah, that'd be
now I'm
that. Now
starting to
you're
fall.
now you're starting to get me excited.
Yeah, exactly. See, so like there's opportunity, but they didn't get an input from us fans. They didn't put out a survey, so
Yeah.
chances of them doing like a Crystal Nido King and a Crystal Nido Queen are not very high. Or like a cool like water type like that could be shiny or crystallized. Like a Corsola. I don't like Corsola that much, but that's a nice idea.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's potential. There's potential. I'm just not buying it. I'm sure once I'm playing it, I'll fall for it, just like I did with Gigantamax. I wasn't a big fan of it, but yes, as you said, like we fell in love with the design of
Yeah.
Gigantamax Charizard and some of the Gigantamax designs. Like some of them were just really creative overall. Some of them were absurd. So,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. There are as soon as I saw Pikachu with the balloons, I'm like, okay, that's a little much because that's a callback to Let's Go Pikachu. But I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But at the same time, this is a little lame. I'm sorry. Not
Well,
everyone, not everyone played
yeah.
that game. So,
It's funny that you mentioned that specifically because this is a good segue into the second part of this new terastallized battle mechanic, which
yes, yes.
is that it changes potentially. This is not every Pokemon, but certain Pokemon in the game, their type will change.
And that is really good. I like that.
Yeah.
You made a great
Now,
point on that.
yeah, I mean, I try to look at a lot of what Game Freak does
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
from a few different perspectives, like as a fan, but then I also like they have competitive battling, like they have to come out with things to kind of keep that scene fresh.
Yeah.
Um, And also just from like the common complaint aside from graphics of Pokemon is people complaining that the games are too easy, which I don't know if I've ever felt that way. I mean, like, it hasn't affected my enjoyment. Like, if a Pokemon, I'm not playing a Pokemon game to get my fucking ass kicked.
Right.
Um, but
I'm trying
the
to
changing
get
of a
this.
Pokemon's type, I am fairly 99.9% sure that has never been in a game before.
Yeah.
Especially mid battle. I'm trying to think like when Pokemon. Okay, no, that's not true. When certain Pokemon Mega evolved,
Hmm.
the type would sometimes change. Like I think Sceptile turned into Dragon. Um, I
Hmm.
think Gyarados gained like Charizard gained a Dragon type. Um, but at the same time, like Mega evolutions were so overpowered that that's part of why they just decided to never bring it back.
Hmm.
Because you could Mega evolve once and then just sweep someone's whole team, and you can't do that with Dynamax. That's why it had a time, turn limit. And this seems like maybe they're toning it down a bit. Um, I like that. I like that they're adding this type change. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, it makes the game feel fresh. And I
Yeah,
guess to add in terms of fresh, they're taking this a whole new direction in terms of story and story wise. Like you can pretty much make your own story as you go, and that
yeah.
stood out to us a lot.
They said that you can tackle the gyms in any order you want,
That's
which
crazy.
I don't quite know how exactly that's going to work with like level scaling.
Hmm.
And if it's just going to kind of be dynamic, like, oh, your Pokemon are level 20, so the gym's going to be level 25 or something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, how do you? So, I mean, in addition to that, they also said there were going to be three different stories to play, and one of them is going to be the gym battles. So this is going to be a massive game because the last time they did that, we paid extra for the DLC, and now they're including it in the main game,
Hmm.
giving us three different stories to play. They did not elaborate on what the other two are,
Right.
but they did, tease the classic gym battles are coming back. How do you feel about? I mean, it's a big Pokemon game, man. It's a big Pokemon game.
I'm open to any and all different Pokemon experiences overall. You gotta understand, like I played the first three basically generations, and nothing ever changed other than the fact that I get to catch new cool looking Pokemon. Now as I get older, like I'm like more invested in the gameplay and the story. And
Hmm.
I found Pearl's story to be overall fun. The game didn't feel that difficult other than like getting to Elite Four. I'm like, that was a tougher Elite Four than I've ever faced, probably ever. To be fair,
Hmm.
like I don't count Sword and Shield because it didn't have an Elite Four, but the gyms in there to me, after coming back after so long, were still very easy. I didn't die until I faced Leon. Or
Yeah,
yeah, Leon. What's his name? Leon.
yeah.
Um, so I didn't lose until I faced Leon. And at some points I did lose to some of the Elite Four. And that's like, okay, I like this challenge. I like this. So
Yeah.
I'm up for the challenge. I like this idea of kind of being ready to like face a different leader if you can guess what they are. I'm sure you can figure it out and just kind of prepare better. But also like it kind of gives you like now that you know like you don't have to like follow it in chronological order. You can like maybe like train your favorite type of Pokemon. Like if you want to face the ice gym because it looked like there was going to be an ice gym leader,
Hmm.
just get all your fire type Pokemon together and go face her with just fire. Whereas like or maybe just do it harder and face only with water type, which is kind of idiotic, but hey, maybe you prefer water type. Not that you couldn't do that beforehand, like before in the old games, but now like, hey, like you are given that actual option. Like you can start wherever you like. I'm like, what do I want to work? What type do I want to work on first? I don't know. That to me, well, for me, for someone who like, didn't play all of the Pokemon chronologically and took a massive break, like a over 15-year break from Pokemon, like it tells me like maybe I'll do something different now that the game is
Mm.
shaped a bit different. Even though like I know with the Alola region was super different as well, but it wasn't different enough for people, or it was different enough that people didn't like it though, which I don't know. Like you played it, so I don't know what was your take on that. And
Yeah, I was not a fan. But I will say, before we get out of here,
yeah,
um, I think that if, and I don't know if this is what they're doing because they haven't announced the other two stories, and we should
hmm
say based on
that's true.
this,
That's true. Good point.
based on this trailer, people are saying that there's a lot that they have not revealed yet, which
Mm.
also makes sense because the game's 3 months out. They're gonna want to hype probably October, I would think. We might get more information, or I don't know.
If
September seems a little soon.
if they don't release all the stories, that's perfectly fine by me. I love being surprised. It's like,
Yeah,
like a movie
yeah,
or like a wrestling match. Like, give me all the surprises. I'll take it.
yeah,
I want to experience it. But with a game like this that I am anticipated for, and like kind of know how this is gonna be in a way, because if you play them all, you kind of know them all, except for some. Um,
yeah,
it's like I'm indifferent. Like I don't care if they show me, but I do care if they don't show. Like if they don't show me, like don't show me, but also show me. Like I have like a love-hate relationship right now. Like it's okay if they do, but maybe it's not okay if they do. I don't know.
yeah. My idea, I was thinking like if they did the Alola stuff with like these boss Pokemon, or even something maybe similar to what they did in Legends Arceus, I could see them revisiting that. I would be okay with those as the B and C stories. Like I'm still a purist. I still love like training Pokemon, get beating a gym leader, getting all 8 badges, facing Elite Four. I love that Pokemon format. So if the other stories they want to add are
Hmm.
something similar to what Arceus had, where there's more like of a boss fight with an actual Pokemon sort of thing, which is similar to what Alola had as well.
Hmm.
That would be cool. I think there's a lot of potential. I think it's really exciting that of the three stories, the only one they've revealed is the one we pretty much knew would be in the game.
Right.
So we don't know about these legendaries. We don't know how you get them. We don't know when you're actually allowed to use them in battle.
Right. Right.
They said you could use them to traverse the game. It doesn't seem like they give you a level 5 legendary, which who knows? They might. We have no idea how these things factor in. But
Yeah.
uh, one last thing I was curious about, and I guess we'll find out later. But I want to know how far they're going to take this co-op element
As
because
far as they can, I'm hoping.
well, that's the thing. Like, this is the first time they're going this big with it. Like, it's an
Hmm.
open world game. They're
Ooh.
like, you can beam your friends into the game and run around. I would love to know if you can face gym leaders with your friends,
Ooh.
or like how much of the story can you actually influence with a
Yes.
partner?
As you say that, I'm thinking like, so if we battle together, will we get the same experience together? Or like
Yeah,
if like all my Pokemon get fainted, like which I don't think would happen,
right, right.
would or and I have one left, will I still get that same experience
Yeah, or
added to
like
that,
if
like or
yeah,
divided enough, like
if
you
you
know,
get if one player gets knocked out and the other one beats the gym leader, do they both get credit for it? Like,
yeah,
I, like
money,
I,
etc.
I would be surprised if that's not part of the co-op, and if it's not, that's okay.
Yeah, that's a little cheap
Because
anyways,
like
easy.
this is a massive undertaking they're doing that we haven't seen in a Pokemon game before. Like we've seen raid battles, we have
It's
not
fun.
seen 4 people running around an open world map before,
Yeah,
riding their legendary. So
right,
if that's not
exactly.
in the game, that's okay. But I am very curious because that is probably one of the elements of this game we're most excited about.
Yes.
Um, I would love to see how far they're planning to go with the co-op element because there's a lot of potential there. A lot of potential.
Absolutely. I guess last question for you before we head out. Um, we already mentioned this, but tell the viewers, have you decided which game you're gonna go for? And just as an added bonus for me and you, sorry, Ant, you're not here, but you could do your own solo pod, man, and tell us and tell the audience, but have you already decided which Pokemon you're gonna pick?
Ooh, that's tough.
Officially, officially.
I
Now
okay. The
here.
the game for sure is Violet. For
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
what I think that's the one with the cyber motorcycle. That's the
Yeah.
one I want.
Yeah.
I that was the legendary I liked from the beginning, so
Hmm.
I feel good about going with that. Dude, the starter has always been a struggle
I
for
know.
like
I know
25 years. I I would like to say Quaxley,
hmm.
um, just because that was the first one that like kind of caught my attention.
Yeah.
And I tend to choose water. I started choosing grass recently just for fun, but I tend to choose water. I don't know.
I choose the coolest type usually, just the coolest
Yeah,
looking Pokemon, honestly.
yeah. I see. I think that's why I might want to see Quaxly's final evolution. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Part of me
don't
is
know.
like, you're probably going to get all three at some point
I
anyway.
think this is the game where we
Since
finally all get three different types of Pokemon, where you get Quaxly, and it's probably gonna get Sprigatito, and I'll
yeah,
get Fuecoco.
and I think honestly, I think they're all going to be sick. Like, I think these
I
are
hope
three of the
so.
best starter
This
designs
is a
they've
very
had.
ambitious Pokemon. I hope they go all out.
Yeah,
Do you think we'll get dual typing back for these guys? Because I don't know about in the Lola, but obviously the last
yeah.
gen we only got straight like grass, water, and fire.
Probably because all three, at least Fuecoco and Quaxley, seem to be leaning into either, a water flying, a fire dragon,
Hmm.
fire psychic, some fire rock
Fire grass.
fossil sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Sprigatito. Dude, I've been asking for fire grass forever. That should be fucking sick. I don't know
That
how
would be
you're
kind
gonna
of cool. I don't
I,
know either.
I don't know. Ground? I don't know what would beat it.
Maybe. But I
Well,
guess
yeah.
yeah. For my input real quick, I guess I still don't know which game, but it's still gonna be Fuecoco. I have to look at
Mm.
the secret or not the secret, the Pokemon list and see which is exclusive
Yes.
to which. But
Very important.
that's gonna do it for us here. 2 out of 3 amigos. Christopher Langsdor, me, Frankie Rodriguez. Thank you so much for listening out there, beautiful peeps. We'll catch you in the next one, and uh, look out for the YouTube video and leave us a comment about your thoughts and dislikes and likes for the new next up and coming Pokemon game. But that's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We love you so much. Thank you for listening. Catch you in the next one.